you get upset. My name's Tamara Chambers, and this is the 1-year anniversary of Tamara's Never Seen. Full disclosure, almost a full year ago, I think it was gonna be my 3rd episode or so, I was going to do Ghostbusters. I wanted to tie it in with the new Ghostbusters reboot or redo or whatever it technically was. And as somebody who didn't grow up with the franchise, I honestly was really stoked for the new one and I didn't really care about the old ones. I'm sorry. I was very scared of backlash and decided to ultimately scrap that episode. I thought it might be a funny thing to bring as like my last episode ever, but I just realized a few days back that 1 year ago, June 25th, 2016, Tamara's Never Seen Return to Oz was published. I've seen—
Tamara Chambers and I'm about to watch
Girl, no, shh. I get a lot of references now that I never got before. I've learned how to edit more efficiently and shoot more efficiently. Thank you for all of the predictions and all of the suggestions and all of the good words and all of those thumbs ups. We'll get into it after the intro plays, but I wasn't a huge fan of it the first time. I think— now just hear me out, there was a lot of things going around saying that the new Ghostbusters all-female thing, it was sexist. And I found some sexist moments in the original Ghostbusters, and I was like, what are you talking about? How can you say that when this is— you know, I was very like up in the moment. So I've given myself a year. I did a whole rewatch. I've got my new notes, my old notes, and we're just gonna dive into this. I'm gonna tell you what I think of Ghostbusters finally. I'm gonna just have just like one shot of tequila though, because I'm a little scared still. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Just do it. Okay, so the cast, it's incredible. Obviously, I think the writing it dates itself a little bit. The effects are hilarious. Sigourney Weaver can just marry me if she'd like. So that's basically the overall thoughts. But let's get into it. The second scene is something that bothered me a lot the first viewing. It has to do with the time that the movie was made. It has to do with the way that they just wrote the main character. Bill Murray's character is kind of a jerk. He's supposed to be a lovable jerk, and people get into that. But I don't get into that very much. I love Bill Murray. Groundhog Day was one of my favorite Tamara's Never Seen episodes, but I don't love his character in this, and I know he's beloved, but I think it's like a Ferris Bueller's Day Off kind of thing. I think he's a jerk, and like, I just don't want to watch a full movie about a jerk who gets the girl. That's annoying to me. But I was a lot more upset about Bill Murray the first time I watched it. They go in to question the librarian, and he asks if she's on her menstrual cycle, and I wrote, you dude, she's 80. And then I wrote down, okay, this might get a little hate. I wrote down, even though we all saw the ghost in the beginning of the movie, there will still be guys defending him for asking if she's on her menstrual cycle. Shots fired, y'all. Sorry about it, but I'm not sorry. I was obviously a lot more upset about it the first viewing. Oh my God. I wrote, these are my original notes, and I wrote, Bernadette Peters sees their terrible commercial and immediately experiences a ghost in her fridge. Tamara, it's Sigourney Weaver, girl, get it together. A year later, and look, I'm so much wiser now. But I wrote, is that why she's so fit? Because she can't access her fridge? I've always wanted to make one of those commercials though, like one of those homemade, cheesy, poor production commercials. Hi, have you not seen classic movies? Like this or this? Well, my name's Tamara Chambers, and I'm here to help. Wait, just keep it still. Okay, I also haven't seen classic movies, and I believe that you haven't either. I love Egon and Janine. I think that they are the true love story of the age. Tale as old as time. So Sigourney Weaver comes in about her refrigerator problems. The guys are like, yeah, we'll do some research and stuff. And Bill Murray's like, yeah, no, I'll just go to your house and I'll do some recon there. Don't worry, I'll come with you to your house alone. Let's do it. And then he doesn't find out anything, he doesn't help anything, and he hits on her. Which is just what she wanted. So helpful. People are gonna hate that I don't like that. So the Ghostbusters are starting to pick up traction, and I love when they go and capture the ghost of the hotel, and they ruin the whole, like, ballroom, and I love, 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 love the part where Bill Murray's like, wait, I have always wanted to do this, and then he ripped the tablecloth off of the table. He's like super proud that the flowers are still standing. I want to know if they did that more than once, or if it was just like one take. And then I wrote, fun stuff, fun. Oh, ghost blowjob joke. Okay, moving on. So he ends up getting a date with Sigourney Weaver, and I wrote down, it's like Anne and Tom. If you've ever seen Parks and Recreation, the character Anne goes out with the character Tom for a bit, and it's like they just didn't know what to do with their characters, so they made them date. And it doesn't make any sense. They're a terrible couple. It just doesn't work, and I just got that vibe with them. She starts to warm up to him, and then it starts to work, but at first she's just like, I don't like you. I wrote, Zool, the powerful demon god who's been chilling in a gargoyle for lots of years, breaks loose. Then I wrote, now I'm on your roof, gargoyle. And if you get that reference, I am sorry. In my old notes, I just have a line that says, and Twinkies. So at this point, Rick Moranis is running around, and I think it's pretty funny. He's the gatekeeper, or the key snatcher, he's something. He's one of those. One question though, he's throwing this party, and the big dog god guy comes out and jumps out, and everyone at the party can see it, but then he's running around New York City, and he's trying to get into this restaurant, I guess, and no one in the restaurant can see it. So why? What? How? Why? That was a weird detail. But Bill Murray is having a great conversation with Zool and Sigourney Weaver, and I think it's really funny. He says some really great things, like, are we still going out then? Or just funny dialogue that really works, and at first you're like, okay, and he's taking care of her. He's like treading lightly, and then he like drugs her so that she can just like not be Zool, and but then he kisses her before he leaves, and it's like, dude, come on, that's... You can't drug a girl and then kiss her. You can't. I don't care if it's Zool or not. I don't care if she's Jesus. I don't care if she's a cat. You just don't do it. So they're like one of the villains in this movie, it's weird. You would think it's the ghosts, but it's this environmental protection guy who is like mad about their holding containers for the ghosts, and lets all of the ghosts that they've captured out, doing way more harm than good, obviously. And it's like, man, buddy, I bet you don't get invited to parties very often. I'm finding through this second watch that I really enjoy the characters individually. I think sometimes there's like a bit of a disconnect for me. I felt like minor characters doing random things, and then Bill Murray doing everything, but not well. Then I wrote, the gatekeeper and the keymaster kiss. Wow, Sigourney is 2 for 2 on kissing annoying dudes. They confront Gozer, who's on the roof, and he's like, are you gods? Then die! And I love the straight arm action of that. Very funny, very weird. I really identify with Ray. Clear your mind, don't think of anything. Giant marshmallow man appears. I love Ernie Hudson's line, Ray, when somebody asks if you're a god, you say yes. That's just good advice. They saved the city, and I love the concept of ghost hunters. I want to be a ghost hunter, like professionally, that'd be a blast. I love cats, I love basically everything else, and I love ghosts. If you know anything about me, you know this. Hey, bustin' makes me feel good. All of the GB references that Rob makes on and off camera will finally make sense. Yes, Farad, yes. You're still gonna prefer the reboot, and your comment section is going to be a freaking war zone. Let's maybe not. Maybe we don't have to do that. Let's just have fun. Oh, you'll wonder what form you would have chosen for the Destructor. I was thinking that while watching it this time. I think Ike. I think probably a giant Ike. You can't decide if Peter Venkman is cool or a creep. I've decided. No, you're right. I think there are definite moments of cool. I think he's got some great lines that really work, and I think his character grew on me definitely over the second viewing. It's really hard to not like Bill Murray, because he's wonderful. You'll wonder if Sigourney Weaver's husband ever asks her to say, there is no Sigourney, only Zool, during sexy times. After she said that line, I said that like a million times with different people. Like, there is no Ike, only Zool. No, basically I just did it with Ike a bunch of times. There is no Ike Chicken Bones Chambers. There's only Zool. You'll be shocked when you realize Venkman brought 30 cc's of Thorazine, the drug he drugs her with, to go on his date with Dana for some reason. Yeah, well, now that you mention it, that is odd. I'm really glad reading some of the predictions that I don't think I'm as alone as I thought I would be with the whole sexism thing. Oh God, I said the word. It's such a bad word for the internet. I'm so amazed that in the course of a year, I've watched 51 films. That's crazy. That's like more than my whole life. I loved some of these films. And I didn't love some of these films. And I love that I now have opinions on some films that people love. I love it. I think for my 2nd year anniversary, I'll have to do Ghostbusters 2. Also, Ike is not in my apartment right now, but here you go. Bye! Bustin' makes me feel